In most part of the world, minus 10 degrees is cold. Where I grew up, it was minus 71 degrees Celsius. In that kind of cold, even a small mistake could be fatal, like leaving the house without hat or getting stuck in a frozen car on the way home. But for me, this was normal, and today I will share some stories that seemed normal to us but might sound crazy to you.
In Yakutsk, classes only get cancelled when the temperature drops below minus 50 degrees Celsius. If it's minus 49 degrees Celsius, it's not cold enough and we still need to go to school. I lived pretty far from school and I had to take a public bus every day, and it used to take me 40 minutes to arrive to my school, and I was doing this alone from age 6.
There are bus stops every 200 meters in Yakutsk, not because it's convenient, but because it's dangerous to walk too far outside. Back then, we didn't have heated bus stops. You had to wait outside. If the bus was late, it was honestly scary. If it didn't come, you had to make a quick decision, either run back home or find the nearest heated building just to avoid freezing.
When I was a kid, I thought the winters in Yakutia are the same as anywhere else in the world, and we used to play a lot outside. We used to play football, we used to play different games, but of course it's not the same as playing at plus 10 degrees. Our ball would burst, or I remember one time my tongue got stuck to a metal pole, so my friends had to pull me off and part of my skin stayed on metal.
Schools in Yakutia are heated by a central system and are kept very warm inside, around 25 degrees. That's nearly a 75-degree difference from the outside in winter. After arriving at school, we would have our second breakfast. Eating kept us warm and helped us get through the cold mornings. Most primary school students receive hot meals completely free. For middle and high school students, breakfast and lunch cost around $3 per day. The meals are simple, filling and healthy. Nothing fat or overly processed. In Yakutsk, teachers are very strict and highly respected. Phones were not allowed and you could not talk in class. They expected discipline, attendance and full effort, no matter if it was minus 40 or minus 50 degrees outside. Missing school because of the weather wasn't an excuse. You stay with the same classmates for years, almost like family, often becoming lifelong friends. From an early age, the subjects are broad and academic: Russian literature, advanced math, physics, chemistry, biology, a foreign language, usually English, and more.
A lot of people ask me where did I learn English. I did have a private tutors and my mom always pushed me to learn English. I'm also learning Chinese, and yes, after 6 years I'm still learning it. I think Chinese is way harder than English. And recently I found something that makes learning Chinese way easier and I want to share it with you. It's called Lingua Pi.
It's like Netflix, but made for language learning. You can watch real shows in the language you are learning, and when you don't know a word, you just click it. The translation pops up right away. It even saves the words, so you can review them later. You can also practice your pronunciation, which is really fun and helps you sound more natural.
看我的宝贝这么努力的工作。Whoa, 8.
They have shows in 13 languages like Spanish, French, Russian, Japanese, Chinese, and more. And there are over 3,000 movies and series on the platform.
So you are relaxing, watching your favorite series, and at the same time you learn the language. It's really the best way to learn language because your brain naturally picks the new words, and growing your vocabulary, I think, is the most important thing. And not only vocabulary, but you can also improve your listening because you listen how the native speakers speak every day. And another reason why I keep learning foreign language is because I want to train my brain, and study shows that learning a foreign language, it can improve your memory, your focus, and even delay a cognitive decline. So it's definitely good to learn a foreign language. If you want to try it out, use my link in the description and you will get 7-day free trial and a special discount. I've tried before a lot of language learning apps, but I think Lingua Pi is definitely the most effective and fun way to learn language. The Sakha people are naturally really quiet. We don't talk too much and we don't complain. In this kind of climate, there is no room for laziness and no point to waste your energy on words. And there is a mindset that many people grow up with. It's do more, talk less. Of course, everyone is different, but in general, this is the way people are here. Also, people in Yakutia are known for their logic and intelligence. Maybe it's because we spend too much time indoors during the long winters and we think more. Students from our regions are usually doing really well in math and science. And incredibly, despite our small population of only 1 million people, we have got 2 unicorn tech companies that have been founded in Yakutia. Living in Yakutia can be surprisingly expensive, sometimes even more than any parts of Russia, mostly because of the harsh climate, long distances, and high cost of transporting goods. People here work in mining, energy production sections, engineering, business, teaching, doctors. A typical salary in Yakutsk can be from $700 to $2,000.
Yakutsk is one of the most expensive cities in Siberia when it comes to rent. A one-bedroom apartment in the city center can cost around $700 per month. We have large supermarkets in Yakutsk where you can find almost everything, but prices are about double those in central Russia. Vegetables and fruits are limited and very expensive. Tomatoes, for example, cost around $10 for just 500 grams. Winter clothes are essential and not cheap. Winter coat costs around $700. Fur boots, $600. And fur coats are very expensive, anywhere from $3,000 to $10,000. Yakutsk is built on permafrost, a thick layer of permanently frozen ground that reaches as deep as 700 meters. Permafrost must stay frozen. If it melts, the ground turns to mush and buildings sink or even crack. That's why homes and apartment blocks in Yakutsk are not built directly on the ground. Instead, they are placed on stilts to keep the heat from the melting the ice below.
The architecture in Yakutsk is simple and functional and is designed to survive the extreme winters. There are mainly 3 types of buildings, and the first is Khrushchevkas. After World War II, the Soviet Union faced a massive housing crisis, so millions of people were flooding into the cities like Yakutsk to work in mines and factories. So the government needed fast and cheap housing, and the answer was Khrushchevkas.
Built in the 1950s and 60s, these concrete apartment blocks were meant to be temporary. Each flat was small and basic, just 35 square meters for a one-bedroom. But today, 70 years later, there is still everywhere in Yakutsk. Heating comes from a central system that supplies the whole city. Huge boiler stations pump hot water through above-ground insulated pipes. They can't be buried underground because of the permafrost, so the pipes are built all around the city. They don't look great, but they work. Heating usually costs around $150 per month, depending on the size of the apartment.
In the villages and outskirts of Yakutsk, you will find traditional wooden houses.
They are built from thick large logs which are naturally resistant to rot, mold, and extreme cold. Some houses have double or even triple log walls with moss or natural insulation packed tightly between the logs to keep out the cold. The windows are triple layered, often with wooden shutters for extra insulation. The homes are low-tech but surprisingly effective at staying warm. There are no central heating. Most homes are heated with wood-burning stoves. Families spend the entire summer chopping and stacking firewood, enough to last through the 9-month winter. Keeping the house warm is not as simple as you think. It takes hard, physical work. Fires need to be lit early in the morning and refueled constantly throughout the day, sometimes every 2 to 3 hours, including in the middle of the night. If the fire dies, the house can freeze within hours. Children grow up learning how to chop wood, carry heavy logs, and light stoves from a young age.
In the past 2 decades, Yakutsk has seen a rise of modern high-rise buildings. They usually have better insulation, better materials, and energy-efficient systems. Most new homes now they use gas boilers or electric heaters, which is a huge improvement over central heating, and it can only cost $10 a month, which is very cheap. Transport in Yakutia is simple. It's mainly cars or public buses. I never owned a car. In fact, I still don't know how to drive because owning a car is such a challenge in the extreme cold.
Driving in minus 50 degrees Celsius is unlike anywhere else in the world. Heated garages or indoor parking are rare in Yakutsk, so most cars have to be left outside in the freezing cold. From October to April, many simply keep their engine running non-stop, because if the engine freezes completely, it won't start again. Keeping a garage heated in extreme temperatures is also expensive, so a lot of locals leave their cars outside. They take out the battery and let the car freeze solid. Others use special heated car covers called Natasha. These are insulated tents that automatically start and stop the engine to keep it from freezing. Every winter, drivers also have to winterize their cars. That means covering the front grille with leather or thick fabric, wrapping the underside with a plastic sheet, and lining the engine with felt to help it warm up faster and retain heat. People also add an extra layer of glass or plastic to the windshield and side windows, like a double window, to keep them from fogging up or freezing from the inside.
Taking a shower in Yakutia is not something you do casually, especially if you live in the village. In the city of Yakutsk, most apartments have central heating and running water, so taking a shower is like anywhere else in the world, but in the villages it's a completely different story.
There is no running water, no plumbing, no flushing toilets. Because of the extreme cold, pipes often freeze and burst, making traditional plumbing difficult and expensive to install in remote villages. The toilet is outside, just a wooden shack with a hole in the ground. In winter, when it's minus 50 degrees Celsius or even colder, going to the toilet is a real mission. There is no heating in the toilet, so you have to run out, do your business quickly, and get back inside as fast as you can. For showering, people rely on a traditional wooden bathhouse called banya. It's like a Russian sauna, but more than just a place to sweat. It's where people actually wash themselves. Showering in a village takes a whole day. People usually do it once or twice a week, often on Sundays. Preparing for the bathhouse takes time and effort. The day begins early with someone chopping a lot of firewood. You need enough to heat the bathhouse until it's steaming hot, and that can take several hours, especially in winter. Next, snow and ice are collected in buckets to use as water. After heating the banya for several hours, it becomes hot, almost like a sauna. You go inside, and that's when the real bathing starts. People scoop hot water with a small bucket, pour it over themselves, lather up, scrub, then rinse the same way. You sweat first, then you wash. It's a mix of sauna and sponge bath, and for many it's the best part of the week. You finally feel clean, warm, and relaxed.
You might think farming is impossible in a place where temperature drops to minus 70 degrees Celsius. But in Yakutia, people have been raising cattle and horses for centuries.
During winter, cows stay indoors in the barn. It's often simple wooden structures, sometimes insulated using layers of cow dung on the roof, which freezes into a kind of natural thermal shield. It might sound primitive, but it works. The cow's body heat keeps the shed just warm enough to survive. Every day, cows are let outside to drink water, even in the most extreme temperatures. But water is not easily available. The lakes and rivers are frozen solid. So families dig deep holes, sometimes up to 2 meters into the ice, just to give their animals something to drink. It has to be done daily, even when it's minus 70 degrees Celsius. Yakut horses are unique, small, thick-bodied, with long, dense fur. Their metabolism is adapted to extreme cold, and they're incredibly hardy. In winter, they often roam outside. They can dig through the snow to find grass buried underneath, and they don't need to be kept in barns all the time like cows. Their fatty bodies and strong immune system let them survive what would kill other breeds in hours.
So that's it. Life in Yakutsk can be definitely unique, cold, challenging, but also special in its own way. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions or you want to know more about life in Yakutia, please leave a comment below. See you next time. Bye!